Hello, everybody. Sorry about the hair, but you know what? I don't really care. It's that has mine down half the damn time. But I little story time here. Just recently, this past week ish, it's uh raining. Been raining the last couple of days. Part of the reason why my hair is doing what it wants. But anyways, a little story time. About week ago, something like that. Actually, probably even before that, a friend of mine wanted to play matchmaker. Now, mind you, I've been single-ish, and the reason I say ish is because I'd say my last relationship, I've been single since August of 2015. But I've had what I've called, and I say ish because I've had what I've called mini relationships off and on. Since then, maybe a couple months, I think, year and a half, but nothing serious, nothing, long term. And I call them mini relationships because you tend to learn from them one way or another. But all in all, I have been single since then. Well, here close to about mid-December, I think it was, my friend, she messaged me. She said wanted to play matchmaker with a mutual friend of hers. Now, granted, he lives out of state. He doesn't live in the same state that me and her do. But she's been friends with him all her life. And she thought we'd be a good match, because I'm funny. She's seen a lot of posts on Facebook. Mostly, funny relationship, just funny stuff. Well, and so, anyways, he reaches out to me, or she tells me he couldn't find me, blah, 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 which I've got more than one Facebook account. A lot of them are old because I got locked out of them. I forgot passwords or whatever, so I just made a new one. But, anywho, so I looked him up and everything, and conversation was going good, but you had to take in account my perspective here first. I wasn't going to just, I've heard so many times guys say, oh, I do this, I do that, blah, blah, blah. And I had decided close to the end of 2019, before me and him started talking, that I wasn't, it was like before she had even, I had posted a video about how tired I was of people acting like they wanted some way, somehow, some form of some type of relationship with me, whether it was friendship or whatever, and I feel like I'm the one, 9 times out of 10, always making an effort. And I'm a Cancer. And if anybody knows anything about astrology, and it's not necessarily a stalkerish type deal, but I just like to be informed of whoever I'm going to start talking to as far as guys are concerned, even females, because I'm bi. Excuse me. I like to, find out what their birthday is so I can see what kind of sign they are, because I like to see, I just like to get an insight of what possibilities may arise on things that are different between the two of us, so I can be aware going into things, so that way I know from my end that I am trying to do everything I possibly can in said relationship to make sure that it does work, that we can overcome some of these things that this, other person, the differences between the two of us. Some people, some signs are adventurous, and, sexual compatibility may be, an issue, whatever. And there's a specific site that I go to get this information from, astrology site, zodiac sign site. Well, anyways, so so I find all this out before I start talking to him and everything. And we're talking, and I told him, I said, look, I said, no offense to you, but I'm I'm reading what you're, saying to me, and stuff, and I'm not saying you don't do this. I'm not saying you do this. I'm just saying I want actions from now on. I've got nothing but words in the past, and so, from my perspective and where I'm coming from, I just wanted him straight up off the gate because I have no filter. I'll just tell you like it is. That, what I was, where my mindset was, what I was thinking, straight out the gate. So we'll go on, for a few days, week, whatever. And this past Monday, now it's January 10th. So, but this past Monday, I go out with her. We go get ice cream, right? We're talking and stuff. She's wanting to know the scoop about what's going on. And I'm letting her know. Well, before we had went out for ice cream, he had told her that he was making a video and everything, was singing and dancing and everything, and supposedly some cable lady had showed up at the door or whatever, and he was like all embarrassed and stuff. But the video was for me, because I had gotten it before she had come and got me. And I had let him know that, I will do one when I got back. He was just doing little quirky, little goofy, stuff like that, with each other. And I thought things were going good. Conversation was going good. We seemed to have a lot in common, which was a little scary. But then again, I was thinking in the back of my mind, this is just too good to be true. That we're wanting the same things out of a relationship, and this, that, and the other. And I'm not a negative Nancy either. I mean, I feel like I'm a rational, logical thinker in a lot of things, and this is one of them. And I just, you have your pros and cons in life and a lot of things. So the pro was, we had a lot of things in common, but the con was this is too good to be true, whatever. So, anyways, and I get back and I'm like going through my song list on my phone, and I'm thinking what video I want to do, what songs, I know what songs I want to do, but I couldn't choose because there was like 4 of them that I really liked that would convey in more ways than one where my mindset was with things at this point. And there was like 4 of them. I'm like, you know what? Screw it, do all 4. And I let him know up front, well, I couldn't decide on just one like you did, so I'll just send you all 4. Well, all of a sudden, I sent him all 4 and everything. He said, I love them, and that was it. And I hadn't heard from him. Now, mind you, this is a Monday. I thought the conversation with me and her was going fine. I did let her know up front that I thought it was a little too good to be true, but at the same time, I just kind of let things go, let things roll. I'm really good at that. I'm big at winging it. And because, making definite set in stone plans, something happens, somebody gets disappointed, somebody gets upset, somebody gets their feelings hurt. So, but there are certain times that, you have to make them set in stone plans. If, say, the other person's working, they got to ask for time off if it's a daily, during the day or weekend thing or whatever. But, so anyways, I thought everything was going fine with me and her over this. And then he just, like I said, I sent these videos, and then he just went cold soul. I mean, I hadn't heard, maybe 12 hours later, and I had messaged him a couple times after that and said, hey, everything okay? Because I knew his dad was sick and in the hospital. And so I had, like I said, I was talking, sorry, I had an itch, but I, had sent him a couple messages. I'm thinking, what the fuck did I do this time? I mean, you sent me a video of a song. I return it. Granted, I did it 4 times, but I sent you 4 different ones, but at the same time, I'm like, what, did I go overboard with it? I was analyzing what was going on. Well, like I said, 12 hours later, he finally said, oh, I was busy, got a lot of things on my mind, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Well, let's just say I was devastated. I have depression, anxiety issues severely. I mean, severe clinical depression and severe anxiety. And so here I'm bawling my eyes out like 2 hours later after, he went quiet. And I noticed that he was on Messenger and he was active, but he wasn't talking to me. And I'm like, so I went to her and I was like, he ain't said anything to me for like 2 hours. I said, did I say something wrong? Have I done something? Do you know something? And she's like, no, but I'll pick his brain. And I said, okay. So, she comes back and she tells me, and that night, Monday night, how, he was under the impression, I guess I don't know, as she put it, preppy. And I'm thinking, okay. And because of my age, the age difference between him and I, mind you, he's 38, I'm 46, so I don't see a big age different gap really there. But when it came to his parents, he was afraid that, there'd be a situation. And then on top of it, another thing he said to her too, supposedly, was that another reason was that he didn't think, because I smoke weed and I drink alcohol, that, being around his parents, that would be an issue. And I'm like, wow. Now, when he did get a hold of me Tuesday, finally after 12 hours, and says, I'm busy, blah, 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 I'm thinking, yeah, right, asshole. I've noticed for the last 12 hours you've been active, so don't tell me you were busy, for one. I'm not stupid. I might have stupid tattooed across my forehead, but it's not spelled with 2 P's. I'm sorry. I'm not that stupid. That and 2 and 2 make 4, not 6. Hello? Well, as I was analyzing or remembering what she was saying about, didn't dress preppy and so on and so forth, that, sorry, I had to fix something. So anyways, I was like, and my age, I'm like, you're 38, I'm 46. I don't see how that was going to be an issue with your parents. And my weed and drinking wouldn't be in the mix of your parents unless it was a situation where we were entertaining your parents were going to be there. And even if it was, don't you think, I'm 46 years old. I don't do that kind of thing in front of my parents. What makes you think I'm going to do that in front of yours? Needless to say, I finally found out the truth. And once I started analyzing this and I went back to her and I said, I'm sorry, I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit because of the fact that the age difference shouldn't matter. If his parents had seen how happy I made him and how happy he made me, that shouldn't be an issue. And even if it was, I don't think really his parents, because the age difference wasn't that too major, they would have a problem. Another thing, the weed and alcohol thing. Like, I'm going to be drinking and smoking a joint while I'm visiting with his parents. Like, I'm going to be that disrespectful. Just start, like I said, I had to analyze what she had said, and I'm calling bullshit. Another thing, too, was the fact that, my dressing. Well, first of all, I had showed her pictures of how I grew up. And I know on certain occasions when my parents, just per se, excuse me, that there at certain occasions there's a certain way we're supposed to dress. That's just the way it is. And I know a lot of you can understand what I'm saying. You guys, specific dress code on specific occasions that you're supposed to wear in front of your parents, And my parents are that kind of people. You have to look respectable. You have to look the part or whatever. And so, I know this. And I I had a feeling his parents were pretty much, same way. I just automatically think a lot of people's parents are like that. And some I have noticed over my years too, not everybody's like that, but there are some out there that are like mine. But I'm not one to disrespect people's parents, I'm not one to be disrespectful, period, to anybody, let alone people's parents. So, anyways, like I said, I called bullshit. And then she finally, after, a couple of, times of us going back and forth, she finally tells me the truth of what she really found out. And I was like, oh my God, that is fucking ridiculous. First of all, you tell someone, I had to find out from said person in the middle. Unfortunately, I'm sorry for her being in the middle of this. But you tell her one thing, but then after you've blocked me on Facebook and Messenger, you finally come clean and tell her the truth. Apparently, he had a choice between me, who's 46, and another female he was talking to, red flag, who was 30 and was giving him money. And I'm like, oh my God. How? One, that's just childish. You're 38 years old and you can't be an adult and let somebody know at the get-go, like I did you, I gave you that respect to tell me that you're talking to somebody else or that you might have feelings for somebody else. Now, I'm pretty easygoing and pretty understanding person. So for me to be that kind of person, and you're telling me when we first start talking that you're understanding and that easygoing and everything else, no, you're not. You just proved to me, no, you're not, by doing this. So, needless to say, here I've been crying because I've been having depression, anxiety issues up to this point anyways. So you just added to that by making me emotional. I'm crying thinking I'm such a horrible person. I've done something wrong, which I've always blamed myself for something that's gone wrong in my life anyways. Thinking, I've done something wrong, even though I'm thinking, no, really, Nikki, I don't think you did, but the moral of everything here is this, and I've heard I have two relationship people that I follow just to get tips, things of, how to change certain things about myself that maybe that I'm doing wrong and everything. I follow them on Facebook and YouTube. Well, anyways, I'm not one, never have really been one to, maybe when I was younger, but now, things are different. I don't really chase guys. I really don't.